Woo! What's going on, guys? Orms Forum coming at you today with another video. In today's video, man, we're going to be talking about the Detroit Lions and the New York Giants. Now, the NFL came down on these guys, man, and gave them a $200,000 fine to each club, for the fights that broke out for the last 2 days. Now, I'm not going to try to make this a super long video. I'm not going to try to, rant and rave. I kind of tend to do that sometimes. But the NFL did hit the pocketbooks of two organizations. And I'm going to tell you about a quote here from Ian Rappaport, NFL guy. You guys know who Ian Rappaport is. He's NFL media. He's like one of the biggest guys out there. He puts out on X, news, in quotations, news. The NFL confirmed that the Lions and Giants organizations have been fined $200,000 for multiple fights that broke out at the joint practices between the clubs this week. All NFL clubs were reminded in a memo sent last month that fighting and unprofessional conduct at joint practices would not be tolerated. So obviously, you guys know what joint practices are. Joint practices are that you are going up against another NFL team. You're scrimmaging, you're going one-on-one, 7-on-7s, 11-on-11s. You're doing everything that you normally do in a training camp day with your own squad, but you're doing it versus another team. Now, the Lions have had history with the New York Giants. Dan Campbell was drafted by the New York Giants. Dan Campbell worked with Brian Daboll, I'm pretty sure. Was it in Miami, New Orleans? I'm not too sure, but they have some type of history between Brian Daboll and Dan Campbell. They're friends, and they've worked together, and they've done a couple joint practices in the past. Even Patricia and Bob Quinn have done joint practices with the New York Giants in the past. So it's like, my whole situation with this was, you guys know when I talked about this a couple days ago. Talked about it on, what is it today? Wednesday. I talked about it Tuesday, and I talked about it Monday. I talked about it because they were fighting like animals for 2 days. And I had a feeling something like this was going to happen. I had a feeling that the NFL was going to come down. And $200,000 is not a lot of money to these organizations. To Sheila Ford, to the Maras, that own the Giants. It's $200,000 is $20, pretty much, compared, $20. It's nothing. It's chump change. But that's not the point. I don't think the point. I think the fine should be bigger, but that's not the point. It's the principle of it. It's the embarrassment of it, and it is embarrassing. It is embarrassing when you see your favorite team, Detroit Lions, and I'm actually a Giants fan too, believe it or not, when you see them acting like complete, utter animals. And that's what they were doing. They were just acting like animals for 2 days. Second day, Daboll and Coach Campbell literally cut the practices short because they were acting like complete lunatics, like their players. Campbell wasn't happy on day one. What happened? He's like, it was a waste of time. He's like, you don't have a lot of time to get stuff going, to get stuff done. It's not like before where you could practice for hours and hours. They only have set time, and this just kind of pushes everything back. You get some good tape out there, but you're also in the same breath, you're wasting everybody's time. And Campbell on the second day literally had to kick off two of his football players off to the sideline, Levi Onwuzurike and undrafted free agent Maurice Norris. Had to kick him off the football field and tell him to cool off on the sidelines. So there's no way on earth that he's happy about this situation. Now, Lions fans, not all of them, actually, there's quite a bit of them, which kind of surprises me, but it really doesn't, because you can always weed out the people that really don't know football or just know sports in general. And I'm not trying to act like Mr. Know-It-All, Mr. Smart Guy here, but This is not what you want your squad to do. There's people out there saying, that's the dog in the Lions, man. Coach Campbell loves seeing this stuff. No, he doesn't. Nobody does. Only casuals that don't know a lot about the sport do. Only meatheads. And trust me, I'm a meathead. But even I know that you shouldn't be fighting on the football field. Like, there's competitive fire, there's going at it with each other, there's, trying to beat your guy, but there's not, this isn't MMA, this isn't boxing. Throwing punches at people's helmets, for one, is stupid to begin with. Two, like I said, it's a waste of time. Dan Campbell said it too. Just a complete waste of time. You're out there trying to hurt each other. I don't mind, man, if you're going over the middle, man, you light somebody up, or, if you hit somebody in the backfield, something like that, and somebody gets hurt. But if you're really trying to physically hurt people, it's just stupid. And it's even worse when the NFL has to send out memos, because I like joint practices, okay? I do. I think they're beneficial. I know a lot of people don't like them. A lot of people don't like beneficials. They think that this is what it normally is, and it's really not this. It's really not. The Detroit Lions and organization and the Giants should be ashamed of themselves. They really should. This is not a good look. This is not gonna continue on into the season. But it's just a terrible look. It's just bad. It's just bad business. It's just stupid. You got guys out here, man, throwing punches and just trying to hurt each other, and it's one after the other, after the other, after the other. Like a couple fights, okay, here and there, you break it up, everybody goes, and then you practice, and then you go into the locker room, take a shower, and get the hell out of town. Go back to your hotel, whatever you got to do. But if you're fighting 8 times in one day and then a bunch of times on the next day, and you got coaches breaking up the practice, saying, we're done here, that's a horrible look. If I was a player, I'd be ashamed. Then you got Kirby Joseph out here. You got Kirby Joseph going after Malik Neighbors. I get it. He got popped in the face. I get it, man. You don't want to get pumped. I understand it. But you can't act like a complete raving lunatic. This is a bad look. And you got him on Instagram saying dumb shit. He's John with the New York fans. I get it. And these guys are young guys too, man. They're in their, their mid to late 20s, early 20s, some of them. But you have to be smarter than this. I don't even know what's going on in football in general. You got Appalachian State video of a teammate, guys going at each other in practice. O-lineman is on a D lineman or whatever it was. They see the D lineman rip off the O-lineman's helmet and literally swing at the guy's head, and he hits him. And then you got DK Metcalf over here from the Seattle Seahawks swinging his helmet at guys like a raving, stark lunatic. I don't know what's going on in the water in football, but everybody needs to chill. And like I always said to you guys, man, for the past 2 days, I've never backed down from a fight. But you have to pick and choose your battles here, especially guys that are on the bubble. Like Maurice Norris, what are you doing? You fought 2 days in a row. Levi Muzurike, who's been a guy who's been great in camp, and he's out here throwing bombs at people. Kirby Joseph acting like he's Muhammad Ali. I don't even know what the hell that was, but I get it. You got popped in the face, but 8 of them in one day, and then a bunch the next day, and then you got fined. It's just, to me, it's embarrassing. It's an embarrassing look. You know what I mean? And if I was Goodell, I would have fined him more, but you're not going to hurt the billionaires, the pocketbook. How much can you really fine them? Do you know what I'm trying to get at there? So how much more money can you? You know what I mean? You're not going to fine them millions of dollars or anything like that, but it's just these teams got to smarten up, man. Lions got a lot of business to take care of this year, and just stuff like this just kind of throws it off. Like, I'm sure Dan Campbell was livid by the end of day 2, because I know he wasn't happy in day 1. You know, he said they got good tape out there, like I alluded to earlier in the video. He said, we got some good tape. We did this, we did that. But he goes, a lot of it was a waste of time. Like, we wasted a lot of time breaking up fights. And then it got so out of control again in day 2, both coaches got together and said, screw this, we're ending practice. And they had lots of time to go, apparently. So, you got to learn from this. This is just a bad look. I think it's just a bad look. I know people are going to come out here and be like, oh man, what would you do and stuff like that. What I would do is irrelevant. Like, you know what I mean? But I'm just giving an opinion. Like, you need to be better. Like, you can't be doing stuff like this, man. And it's not about the money. So people are going to be like, it's chump change, no big deal, who cares? It's not about that. It's the principle of it. Be smarter, be better. You got a lot of business to take care of. And it's not just the Lions, too. It's the New York Giants. What are you guys doing? Like, I know you guys, you've been the doormat for a couple of years. You know, you're a great historic franchise, New York Giants. They are. They really are. Super Bowls under their belt. A lot of winning seasons. Tons of Hall of Fame players. Super Bowls, like I said. But you can't be doing this. I get you don't want to be pushed around, but come on. And then the Lions, I know you got a target on your back, but you have to be smarter than this. This is just, when I seen this, I kind of knew it was coming. I mentioned it in my video the other day. I think it was yesterday or the day before. I said, money's going to be involved. They're going to start taking money out of people's pockets. And they did. Not individually, but they took money out of, and where that money goes, I don't know. Charity or wherever. They probably have a choice of where they want to put it. It goes into the NFL union. I don't even know. But it's just, it's a terrible look. Be smarter. And I'm sure Dan Campbell is telling his guys, you idiots. You know what I mean? I'm sure he's not name calling, but I'm sure he's just like, stupidity. It's just a bad look on the organization. You can't be doing stuff like this. And he has always said, doesn't mind a tussle or two, but he will not put up with all this kind of junk. So who knows what happens with this, with Maurice Norris and guys like that. I know there's a lot of Detroit Lions involved. I don't know what the Giants are doing. Don't really care at this point. I do like my Giants, but I'm more focused on the Lions. It's just very interesting to see it the next day and go, man, I kind of had a feeling. So that's it, guys. I'm talking about it too long, 13 and change. But I just hope they learn from this. That's basically what I'm trying to say, man. It's like, be smarter, be better. You guys know what you're doing. You can't act like a bunch of stark raving lunatics. Seriously. Or people just going to start losing jobs. You're going to get cut. So that's it, guys. But thanks for the video. I appreciate you guys coming in. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button at the bottom right. Don't forget to hit the notification bell up top. Get that bell a ring. Don't forget to like, comment, share this out. How do you guys feel? I'm embarrassed for the Lions a little bit. I'll tell you that right now. And I'm a Giants fan too, so I'm double embarrassed. But more so for the Detroit Lions. So come on, guys. Detroit versus everybody. Go Lions. Grit. Let's go, baby. Boom.